Oh yeah, we back with another episode on the Twisted T2, baby, where we come to read these Reddits to you. And well, let's just see what we got going today. Now, we got a young gentleman who wants to know if they were the ass because they ended up doing a little bit of a gig that they got paid for, which was supposed to be a volunteer gig, and their friend said that he was being funny money. That's right. So let's dive in, see what they talking about, and get to deciding on who is the actual ass in this. So I'm a 23-year-old male, and my friend Ryan, who's also 23. We're both in engineering. Last month, our departments posted a call for volunteers to help run logistics at a local tech conference. Sounds like a good opportunity. Sounded like a good networking opportunity. So I signed up, and I told Ryan about it. He was like, ew, not unless they're paying. I said, fair enough. I showed up the first day, and to my surprise, they handed me a badge, free food vouchers, and said that we were going to get a small stipend at the end. It wasn't anything huge, but it was still $300 for the 2 days. Not bad at all. Ryan texts me while I'm there. He's like, yo, how's it going? And I just said, not bad, chill so far. I didn't mention the money because I didn't know how long I'd be staying, and he had already decided it wasn't worth it. Anyway, after the event, I get that stipend. I post a picture of it to the group chat, right to that IG, bang, so everybody can see it. Ryan sees it and he says, hey, wait, you got paid? I said, yeah, it ended up being a paying gig after all. He flips, says, you're just being shady for not telling me that you was gonna get paid. If you told me you was getting paid and I knew that it was money involved, then yeah, I would have did it. I like cash. I need the money. Then he went around the office and told other people that I set him up to miss out on the money. Can you believe this bullshit? But, he made his call. I didn't know that it was paid at first either. I never lied to him. Am I the ass? Okay. So, diving into this. Listen, just coming right off the top of it, bang, bang, boom. I don't think you the ass. Because, like you said, you never lied to this person. This person didn't have any intentions of going anywhere when they felt as though it was a volunteer gig. So, what that tells me is because they wasn't getting paid, they didn't care about this shit. And if they didn't care about it, all of a sudden when money's involved, everybody cares. And that's unfortunate. So, you're not the A, Now, what I will say, though, is you was the asshole because you decided to post it to IG. All right, look. If you got your money and you just shut up about it and kept it moving, and you didn't want to show it off, right? Because the only reason why you posted it to IG was to flex that you just got $300, right? You're like, oh, look at, I did that little thing that you guys chose you didn't want to do, and look at, I got this. And now, of course, Ryan's over here butthurt, like, yo, wait a minute, showing out, he ain't got paid. So if you had kept that quiet, kept that literally to yourself, you wouldn't have been an asshole about the situation. Now, I'm not saying you're an asshole because you didn't tell him that you was getting paid once you found out you was getting paid. Again, like you said, I agree with you. Ryan made his decision. Ryan chose that they didn't want to go to begin with. So for me to be like, oh, you're getting paid. Now that's an incentive for me to get you here. No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't even want you around it at that point. You do what you was doing for the day, whether it was playing with crickets, kicking rocks, whatever it was you wanted to do, Ryan, we let you do it. So don't get mad that the unnamed other 23-year-old got their $300 and, well, didn't know it was coming. Mind you, Ryan, you missed out on free food that day, too. I bet you feel shitty about that, too. So, with that being said, I don't think you're an asshole for not letting this person know that the gig was actually paid. I don't think you're a shit friend for that. I think that you did exactly what you were supposed to do as a person who put the opportunity out there, spoke to a person about it, they showed you a bunch of disinterest, and then you said, I'm just going to keep it moving. I get it, all right? So no, you're not the asshole for that. You're the asshole for flaunting and showing it off afterwards, though, because you didn't have to post that, and you chose to. So now that you feel some type of way that you got called out, that's on you, right? You chose that life. You chose that. All right, let's see what some of these comments have to say. Not the A. They needed you. there in the beginning for quick volunteer operations, right? Question mark. I've done this event work before. So when you find out it's paid, it was a little too late for him to get paid. Make sure he knows that. And that should be the end of it. Makes sense. And you're right, by the way. The networking opportunities was worth more than $300, and I hope you got some contacts out of it. Maybe one day Ryan can decide an internship you go is worth it, and you'll find out that it was paid too. Hey man, in this market, networking is worth months of employment. When you spend months trying to find a job with no luck, while the person who networks finds a contact that is looking to hire, well, your friend is short-sighted if they thought that it wasn't worth it without the cash up front. It's true. And like you said, right, networking is months of pay. It's just a matter of whether or not you choose to take advantage of your networking opportunity. Exactly. You didn't hide it from anything. They literally didn't know about the payment until you were already paid and locked in. Ryan made a call based on the info that he had gotten at the time. And that's on him. The real value was the networking anyway. And that was smart on your part to show up regardless. If Ryan keeps passing up on opportunities just because there's no upfront pay, he's gonna miss out on a lot more than just $300. Fun fact. All right? That's just a fun fact for those of you who are out there listening to this. And just say you're young. Just know that some of those events, whether or not they paid or not paid, and they are networking opportunities, if you do them right, later on down the road, you'll understand how you were paid, whether or not it paid you up front for it or not. They're opportunities, okay? Networking is priceless, and it is something that you should not take advantage of. With that being said, definitely go out your way to find other little engagements and things that are inside your career paths, because you will make way more of an advance if you're out there with the other people. They said that being stupid is like being dead. It's not only painful for the people around you, it's Ryan. He also projects fault onto others when it belongs to him. A very annoying and aggressive external locus of control. How long have you all been friends? But how long have you all been friends? I'm built different. Wrong. I would have 100% cut someone off for being this annoying, especially given that he has also casted apprehensions on your ethics and spread rumors, interpersonal ethics, and spread rumors about you. Yeah, well, let me just sum up what this person said. Basically, they would have cut this person off. Ryan likes to project fault onto other people instead of looking inward. And you know what? Like this person said, good point. A lot to get through there, but good point. For the most part, man, we all gonna pretty much say, you not the A. Okay? I don't think anybody on here has said or came out to say that that you was an A for your post, because that's the only thing I think that you could have fixed in this. But we figured out something. Ryan's a jerk for assuming you should drop whatever you're doing to text him. I agree. You showed up and had a badge and were working. Start telling people how your side is. That you didn't know it would be paid, and that he didn't want to even go until you told him about it. When you told him, he didn't want to go. What a jerk. By the way, you're not the A. Yeah, nah. Are you near CT? I work at a company that might need engineers at some point, and I like your ethics. You see what I'm saying? Look at that. Networking. Over here on Reddit. Got him a job offer. Okay? But I bet you he won't offer that to Ryan. And with that being said, you know what to do now. When you out there, don't forget, look left, look right. Because you never know what's in sight. Not everybody out there has your best interests at hand. Okay? We gonna flip. Let me see. I know. We gonna see what else they got going on here real quick before I kick y'all out. Well, I don't mean to say kick y'all out, because, you know, I'm the one that gotta go. I cut it horribly, and now my husband says I ate more than half the cookie. How much did I really eat? Yeah, I don't know. That is a ridiculous looking cut. I don't know how big I mean, I get it. I get the roundness of it, but even your circle's crooked. Okay? I mean, what happened to just straight down the middle? Why you couldn't have just cut it straight down the middle? You had to make it difficult. Let's see. Charged with okay. Alright. Oh, they got no stupid questions. Yeah, about that. Okay. How people casually drink black coffee without flinching. See what they gotta say. I've tried to be the person who drinks black coffee and looks all cool and grown up, but every time I take a sip, it tastes like hot dirt. Do people actually enjoy it? Or do they just get used to it over time? Is there a trick to making it taste better? Or do you like to just suffer through it? Like you like it? Let's see what some of the other people have to say. They like their coffee dark and hot. It says there's some interesting science behind this in a nutshell. Okay, a sense of taste for bitterness keeps us from eating poisonous plants. Think strong. Okay, so what the fuck does this have to do with the coffee taste? I'm gonna skip that part. You get used to it. It's really just easier than having to add sugar and cream every time. Yeah, I drink my coffee black purely out of laziness. I only drink it for the caffeine anyway. How much refined sugar do you consume? I found when I quit drinking sugary sodas and really processed sweets, black coffee started tasting good. You know what? Interesting, right? Half of the question on the sub are boiled down to, do you like foods or drinks or not like them? Okay? Why are people different people? You're probably just having bad coffee. Good black coffee tastes great. While I agree, it's hard to point out that coffee is a bit of an acquired taste. Not everyone can stomach a bitter drink or will taste coffee in general. That's true. Hey, when I was younger, and I did have that coffee, I liked it how my grandmother had it. Alright? That thing was nice and light. I ain't gonna lie. It wasn't dark. It was nice and light. It had some cream or milk in it, and it was smooth. Now, I don't really drink it, and if I did, it was at like an iced coffee once in a while. And if I am going to be doing anything that's close to that, realistically, the only time I'm busting them down is if I happen to get a headache and I need me an espresso shot. Other than that, and we take those straight. And nope, they don't taste the best, but you do what you need to do. And with that being said, again, when you out there, keep that head on a swivel, baby, because not everybody out there with your best interests at hand. And feel free to comment how you like your coffee, and do you think that that person in the beginning was an ass for what they did? I don't think they were an ass for how they went about it. I just think at the end they could have did it a little bit better. And with that being said, go ahead, get you some sun and enjoy the day. Peace out.